All right, so to get started, I am at the sign-in page for Command. I'm at agent.kw.com, and I'm going to sign in with my KW username and password. I will give you a moment to do the same as well. Once we are signed in, this brings us to our Command dashboard. Now we're mostly going to be working over here in the campaign section today, but before we do that, we want to go into our settings to just make sure that a few things are set up and ready to go. So I'm going to go up to the top right-hand corner and click on Scott's name. And from here, I'm going to select Settings. This brings us into our application settings. There are a few apps that I recommend connecting before you start creating your marketing. Toward the top of this page, we can see our connected apps. So I'll just go ahead and point out some of those for today. So you can see we have Facebook for post scheduling and Facebook for Ads Manager connected. We are going to be touching on post scheduling today. You can actually post to social media like Facebook or Twitter directly from Command. So we have our Facebook connected for this, and we also have Facebook for Ads Manager. If you'd like to run paid advertising campaigns through Facebook, you'll want to connect down here as well. We also have Twitter for post scheduling. So if you'd like to do automated posts to Twitter, you can do so through Command. For any one of these accounts that you'd like to connect, all you have to do is click Connect Account on the right. This is going to bring up a pop-up, so make sure you allow for pop-ups on your browser. And then you just need to sign into your account. Once you log in, this will be linked to Command and you'll be able to utilize that app. Scrolling down, also in the marketing automation section, we have Twitter for ads and Google AdWords. So these are other ones you'd like to connect if you are going to run advertising campaigns. So these are paid ads. The main difference here is the post scheduling, that is free. That's just like posting on your Facebook wall. And then these ads are paid ads that other people will see. I also want to scroll down to the bottom and point out this email services section. Now, when you send out any emails through Command, whether that's a smart plan or an email campaign, they're going to be sent from a KW email on your behalf. If anybody replies to those emails, you'll need to go here to set up your reply to email address. So I'm going to click Manage next to Command Email. Here you can set up your sender name and your reply to email. You can select any one of these email options from this drop-down menu or add a custom email. So it's a good idea to make sure that this is set up and correct before you go in and create any marketing. You also get 5,000 free emails per month. So if you find that you're sending more than 5,000 per month, you can manage your subscription here. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this section. Now today we're going to be utilizing the Command email. There's also MailChimp for email campaigns. Basically, you now have the choice between which database you'd like to send your email blast to. Previously, we could only send them to our MailChimp databases. So if you have a database in MailChimp that you'd like to use, you would need to connect that here. I'm going to send an email blast today to contacts that I have in Command. So I'm just going to select Command Email when we go and set up our email campaign. So that's the main difference between those two. So I would check on your Command Email and then these options for post scheduling. We're going to touch on those today. While we're here in our settings, let's go over to the left and click on Connect Settings. And then Marketing Profile. This is where your personal and contact information is stored. Up toward the top right, you also see this toggle that says Use my information to brand my agent site. So what that means is it's going to pull this info from this section here onto your agent website. If you ever go to your site and it looks generic, it doesn't have your photo or anything on it, make sure that this little switch is flipped on and that will pull over right away. So on this page, you can add things like your headshot, your team logo, your contact information, and all of this can be updated at any time, so you can always come here and make changes. Spots for your bio, your phone numbers, your emails. There's also a market center and brokerage section. So your office logo will go here, as well as the office information. Compliance, we have some legal footers, text, and links that you can add in. In Texas, they do require these compliance documents, so we have those added in here. Your social media links, if you have social media pages for your real estate business, I'd recommend adding them in here. And then tracking. So this information, today we're going to create an email blast together, and the information that you have in your marketing profile is going to populate on the email campaign. So it's a good idea to make sure that your marketing profile is updated. So you can come here at any time, make your changes, and then click save. Now when we go in and actually create an email piece, the information on the footers and whatnot will be updated. So it's going to pull over our photo, our contact info, all of that. This will update on your website right away as well. And then for the mobile app, this may take up to 72 hours to display any changes. So keep that in mind. Now let's actually go in and start creating some marketing. Over here on the left-hand side, this is our applet menu. These are the different sections within Command. If you click on the red KW, this will actually expand the menu and show you the names of each section. We're mostly going to be focusing on the campaign section today, but I do like to give a little sneak peek of designs. I actually teach a separate class, Designs 101, but we'll go through a design super quickly today so we can utilize it within our campaigns. So we're going to click on Designs. It's the little icon that looks like a paintbrush. In this section, we can see our pieces that we've created before. So these are all of our designs that we've created previously. You can toggle through the different types up here to view your different types of pieces. So for example, if I select social, I can see all of my social pieces that I've created. Now I'm just going to run through this super quick for today, just so we have a social media piece to use. I'm going to click Create Design up at the top right, and then select which type of design. So I'm going to choose social, and then import photos and text from a listing. This is actually linked to the KWLS, so you can pull over your listing photos and details, making it really easy to customize your marketing pieces. So I chose social, check this box, and then continue. Here I can search for my specific listing. I can click select, and this will pull me into the designs. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to really do a full overview of the design section. Definitely check out my Designs 101 class for that. I'm going to put this in the chat. We actually have a website, slmtraining.com. I'm recording today's class. That will be there as well. But you can also find our other classes on SLM training. So you can find that Designs 101 class that I'm referencing. So once that page refreshes, we have access to some different marketing templates. So I'm going to choose listings over here on the left, and then for sale. So listings, for sale, and then you can see these are all of my different options. There are great social pieces, so pieces for Facebook, pieces for Instagram, your Instagram stories. There's also great print pieces in here, so flyers, postcards, brochures, listing presentations, all kinds of great designs. Let's go ahead and choose social wide, this first option. And these pieces are formatted perfectly for Facebook. So I'll just go ahead and select this first option here. Editing these pieces is really simple. We basically just click and edit. I'm going to utilize these options over here on the left to manage my piece on the right. So I'm going to start by clicking on this photo. I want to change my photo out first. Over on the left, I'm going to select KWLS. And we already selected our listing, so this is pulled over automatically. You can see I have access to all the listing photos and the listing details. So if I want to switch out this photo, all I need to do is basically just drag and drop. So if I'd like to use this option here, I can select the photo and then just drag this over. Once I release the button on my mouse, this will pop into place. So you can see there's this current error where it pops the photo up to the top right-hand corner, or sorry, left-hand corner. If you click on this button up above for reposition, as long as your photo is selected, you can select reposition, and this will allow you to change the cropping. Once you have this in place, you can click done, and that looks good to go. So again, I'm just running through this super quick just so we can have a piece to utilize today. I like to give you guys a sneak peek of designs so you have an idea of how this section works as well. But it's really simple to edit in here. So I'm going to click on the listing address here. I have this selected. I can now go over to listing details, find my listing address, so the property address here, and click replace. So this little arrow button, once I click on that, as long as I have this option selected on the piece, it will go ahead and swap out the text. So there we go. And you may want to make manual changes to this. So I just double clicked in this box. I'm adding in the state. Oops. You can change the fonts, you can change the sizes, you can basically customize this as much as you'd like to. So I can move this around, make sure everything is positioned properly, and this looks good. So real quick, I'm just going to go over to the left and manually change out these options. So this home here is 3 beds, 3 beds and 4 baths. I'll just say 2 and 2. I can change out the square feet and the price. And there we go. This was built in 2015, so that's perfect. And the last thing I need to do is switch out this logo. So if I click on the logo, you can see it's kind of hard to select. This will automatically sense that this is a logo, and I can choose my logos from over here that I have uploaded previously, or I have access to some regular company logos within the workspace section. So I can go into KW and basically just swap this out. So super quick, I was able to create this marketing piece. I'm going to go up to the top right and rename my design. This is the design name right here. I'm just going to change this to Lavisa FB. And now we can utilize this. So you have some options here. You can click the download button and download this as a JPEG, which is perfect for posting on social media. If this was a print piece, you could choose print. We can actually utilize our design library from the command or from the campaign section. So my piece is good to go. I'm just going to click done. And that'll bring me back into command. So that was my super quick overview of designs. Now we can actually go into campaigns and create some marketing. So I'm going to go over to the left-hand side to our applet menu again, and we're going to look for the icon that looks like a megaphone. This is going to bring us into campaigns. So let's go ahead and select that option. This is our campaigns dashboard. Now we have 2 different types of campaigns within Command. We have paid campaigns and we have free campaigns. Our paid campaigns are going to be paid ads and direct mail. And our free campaigns are going to be email campaigns or email blasts and social posts. Now up here at the top, if we click on paid ads, this is the first option here. We are not going to be reviewing paid ads today. Elizabeth teaches a great class called Facebook Ads 101, and she actually walks you through creating a Facebook advertising campaign. So definitely check that out on our slmtraining.com website. You can find our most recent recordings of that class. Now, since we just created that social post, we're going to go over to the very last option and select social posts. Here within Command, you can actually post directly to social media. So you can link up your Facebook and your Twitter account and then post directly. You have access to your design. So we just made that Facebook piece. We're going to post that together. On this page, you can basically see a calendar of your upcoming week and any posts that you have scheduled. We also have access to some quick posts over here, which we'll come back to and review. To create a new post, we're going to click Create Campaign and then select which type of campaign. So we're going to start with social posts today. Let's go ahead and choose social posts. And this is going to bring us in. So essentially, we're just going to work through these items over here on the left to build our post over here on the right. Now at the beginning of class, we went into our settings. We made sure our Facebook account was connected, so we're good to go on that. Over here under content, it starts with text. Now we have 2,200 characters that we can utilize, so you can make this a bit longer. This is like you're posting on your Facebook wall. So I'm going to say something like just listed in Franklin, the property description, and then contact today for more information. But you have up to 2,200 characters that you can utilize here. Our next option is the content or the image content. So we can add in images. We can add in videos if you'd like to post a video, or we can add in links. We want to utilize that image that we just created. So I'm going to select image here. And then browse design library is already selected. You can also upload images from your computer if you'd like. But we want to use that piece we just made. So I'm going to leave this as browse designs library and then click that option again here. Once I select that, this brings up all of my social pieces that I have saved within the design section. I'm going to go ahead and select my piece here. This is the one we just created. And you can see it automatically pulls that over. So it first brings up a square cropping. You can manually adjust this by dragging and dropping these the sides of this box. If we go up to this drop-down menu, we can select square, wide, or free. That'll allow you to manually crop. So if I choose wide, this will actually fit perfectly for this Facebook piece. I can click crop image and you can see this is added in right away. You can add up to 4 images, so you can add additional photos if you'd like by clicking this option here. Directly below that, we also have a DBA logo section. So this is optional for social posts. You can see over here on our preview, this is the logo we added to the actual piece. And then there's this gray logo over here on the left. This is the logo we actually have within our marketing profile. This is the office logo. But since we already have a logo on the piece itself, we don't need this. So I'm just going to click on this X here, and that will remove that additional logo. There's also an option to include your ownership statement. This also pulls from the marketing profile. Again, we already had this on the piece itself. So that was over here, same text. So I'll just leave that unchecked, and that is good to go. So our content section is complete. Next, we need to schedule the post. We can choose to schedule it for the future or publish immediately. I'm going to go ahead and click on the calendar button. It says the best days to post are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. So I'll go ahead, it already chose Friday morning for me. I'll change this to 10:30 a.m. And then once I just click out of this box, it'll save. So this will post tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. And then down below, the channels are already selected. Over here at the top right, we have the option to save as a draft or schedule the post. So this is good to go. I'm going to click Schedule Post. I'll confirm. And there we go. Tomorrow at 10:30 a.m., this will post on my Facebook page. This brings us back to the social post dashboard. You can see here's a preview of our week. And on Friday, we have this post scheduled. It shows the status here and the time. And then once this goes out, you'll actually be able to see how many likes, comments, or shares you received here as well. We also have access to these really cool quick posts over on the right. These are basically like pre-populated posts or templates that you can use. So for example, maybe you like this option here. Oh, this is a leadership, sorry. This is for leadership. But you can use any one of these. We have leadership, videos. You can actually create a really cool neighborhood video. Basically, you choose a neighborhood and it will pull over stats from that neighborhood and make a cute little informational video with how many listings and different stats on it. It's a minute long. That's a great thing to post. There's also some options for social posts down here. So you can also shuffle these. If I click the shuffle button, it'll show me different options. So let's say I like this post here. I'm interested in using this one. I can click this little arrow button. And then it's just going to bring me back into this page where I create the post. I can choose to customize this. You have access to editing the text here. You can add different photos, additional photos, change this up. You can see it basically creates it for you. So I'm just going to use this as is, and I'm going to schedule this for Saturday at 10 a.m. I can click Schedule Post, and that'll bring me back to my dashboard, and I can see here are my posts that are scheduled. So we like to say set it and forget it. It's a good idea to go in maybe on a Sunday and then schedule your social media posts for the rest of the week, and then they will run automatically for you. I don't actually want these to go out, so I'm going to click on this ... here. I can edit this post further if I need to, but I'm just going to go ahead and delete. And there we go. So that is our first type of campaign that we're going to go over today, social posts. Our other type of free campaign is going to be email campaigns. So let's go over here and select emails. Now we also have access to smart plans within Command. Smart plans follow more of a campaign structure where it's multiple steps, one after the other. This email campaign section is more of like a one-time email blast. You can send 5,000 free emails per month in Command. If you find that you have maybe more contacts or you're just sending out more emails, you can upgrade your account here. On this page, we can see information about our different email campaigns. So we can see an overview here. We have some in a draft and mailed status. Once they go out, we'd be able to see information about how many were sent, opened, clicked, and bounced. Now, before we create our email campaign, we do want to create an email list. I'm going to select email list over here on the right. Here we can manage our different email lists. So this is creating email lists for Command email. Under MailChimp, you would need to make sure that your MailChimp account is linked in your settings here. So this will pull over your email list from MailChimp. So I'm going to leave this as command email. So I'm going to utilize my command contacts. I'm going to send an email blast to the people in my command database. And I'm going to go ahead and click Create List. I can enter in my list name. And then I can select contacts. So I can scroll down and just start to select people. I can search for contacts by name. I can search by tag. I can go ahead and select the tags that I need to, and then it will pull up those contacts. Oop, sorry about that. I exited out. But I'm just going to add myself. There we go. You can select as many contacts as you need to. It'll show you how many are selected here. Once you've selected all of your different contacts, you can click confirm, and it will go ahead and create that list. And now when we go in and actually create an email campaign, it will allow me to select this email blast list. And, ooh, there we go. So you can see that went ahead and refreshed, and here is my new email list. If you ever need to come in here and make changes, you can click the pencil button to edit and select or remove contacts, or you can click on the trash can button to delete the email list. It won't delete the contacts, it'll just delete this grouping. So now that my email list is good to go, I'm going to click Create Campaign again at the right. And this time we're going to choose email. We can enter in our campaign name. So I will call this Lavisa Email Blast. I can select a goal down below. You can select any one of these options. I'm just going to choose Advertise Listing. When you choose one of these listing options, it'll allow you to select a listing from the KWLS. And then down below, where will your campaign run? I want to send this to my command contacts. So I'm going to leave this on command email. And then we'll choose Create Campaign. This follows the same sort of structure. We're going to answer these items over here on the left to build our email campaign over here on the right. So these first two options are already completed for us. So step one, general info, we already chose the goal advertised listing and then entered our campaign name. Two, we chose that we're sending this through command email. We're sending this to our command database, so that's selected here. And then send to. We can choose one of our pre-made email lists from down below. So if I click on this dropdown, I can select that list I just created. If I forgot to do that, I can also create a new list right here. Or I can go in and edit that list further. We have our list already ready to go, so I'm just going to select email blast list there. Now send from, this is already populated for us as well. This pulls from that command email section in our settings. This is our reply to email and our sender name. If you need to edit this, if this is incorrect, you can click the edit button and that'll bring you back to your settings. That's where we were at the beginning of class. We can enter in our email subject. So this is what people will see as the subject of the email. I'll make mine just listed in Franklin. And then our last option is to select the email design. So I'm going to select design. This brings up our template library. We can access our templates that we've made before. So these are all of our email campaigns we've made previously. We also have access to the KWRI templates. So these are great templates that we can utilize. There's different templates for newsletters, just listed pieces. There's some fun like home improvement pieces in here. You can see tax day, not so fun. Low budget projects, healthy home. There's holiday pieces in here. 72 templates. and they are totally customizable. You can edit these as much as you'd like. You can see some examples of some holiday pieces, some great options in here. Up toward the top, we can also use the search box and filters to find different pieces. So I want to create a just listed email today. I'm going to type in just listed and hit enter. Oh, actually don't even need to hit enter. It'll pull up automatically for us. And you can see here are our options for those just listed emails. There's different luxury emails, and then modern, approachable, and classic. So they're all pretty similar, just like different colors, and the layout is slightly different. The fonts might be different. You can go through and actually, if you click on this option here, you can get a preview of what this template will look like. So you can see that looks great. I'm going to hit back. We're going to go with the classic just listed today. So I'm just going to click on this one directly. All right, now editing this is a little bit different than the actual designs. Here is the content of our email. We also have these content blocks. So this email piece is already put together for us. We're going to go through and edit the different elements, but we can also add in additional content blocks if we'd like to. Now, these items up here where you see the brackets and the stars around them, that's going to auto-populate from your marketing profile. So down here toward the bottom where it says like agent name, market center name, all of this, you don't have to change that. That's going to auto-populate for us. And I'll show you that when we preview our piece. So I'm going to start up here toward the top, and let's start by changing out the address. So I'm going to click on the item that I'd like to edit. And then we have two options. We can either click the pencil button to edit or the trash can button to delete this section altogether. I'm going to go ahead and click on the pencil, and this will allow me to make changes over here on the right. So I'm just going to manually type in my listing address. You can also make changes to the font. You can change the size. You can also add in these items. Again, these will auto-populate from your marketing profile. They're called merge tags. So really simple. I just change the text. Once I click done, that will auto-populate for me. I can go through and click on each one of these items to just manually change these out. Now I will be able to select the photos from the KWLS, which is great, but for these items, we have to manually just type them in. There we go. Again, I'm just clicking and editing. So clicking on the item and then the pencil button. Oh, I believe this was 3-bed, 2 and 2 bath, and then the square footage. Now we need to edit the photos. So I'm going to click on this photo here. And again, select the pencil button. Over here on the right, we can edit our image. So first we need to replace it. So we're going to click replace. This brings up some different options. These are images that we uploaded into our email campaigns before. So you can select one of those if you need to. You can also click on this X button to remove that photo. We can go into listing images. This is actually allowing us to search from the KWLS, or we can add images from our computer. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to click add images, and then I'm going to browse my computer. And I can select one of those photos saved to my computer here. I've added my image. I'm going to click on it down below to select that image. And then replace. So So you can see it has my photo over here on the right. We do have some additional options. If I wanted to change the size, I can do so here. I can add a border. I can make sure that it's centered or left or right. I can actually link the photo. So if somebody clicks on this photo, it can bring them to a landing page, a merge tag, which is one of those little bits of text from your marketing profile, or a web address. So we're going to do that down below on a different item. I'm going to leave this as is. I just changed out the photo and I'm going to click done. And I'll repeat that so you guys can see that again. So there we have our photo. Again, I'm going to change out this photo by clicking on the photo directly and then that pencil button. Replace, and this time let's choose an option from the KWLS. So I'm going to choose listing images. And then I can search for my listing. I can find my listing here, select that option by clicking this little arrow, and then it gives me all of the listing photos. So I'll select my photo and then replace. So you can see my photo is plugged in over here. All I need to do is click done and this will populate right away. I'm just going to do this one real quick again, pencil button, replace. You do have to find the listing each time. It doesn't save that for you when you select another element. So I'm just doing this same thing again. And there we go. You can see it kind of changed the sizes. So I'm just going to make sure that these are the same. So this is 220 by 157. It should be the, oh, just going to make sure that these are the same thing. So you may have to play around with this just to make sure everything looks good. But there we go, we have our photos plugged in. Now we have some options for text. So on this particular template, it has the property description broken up into 3 sections. So I'm actually just going to delete these all together. So I'm deleting these text blocks. So I'm clicking on the block and then the trash can button and just removing those. So now what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use these content blocks over here on the right. So these are different elements that we can add to our email blast. I want to add in a text box for our property description. So I'm going to select this option here and drag it over to the right. Now, wherever this green line appears, that's where the text block is going to basically be put once I let go of the button on my mouse. So I'm holding down the button and dragging this to the preferred position. And once I let go of the button, I have a text block here. So same sort of thing. I'm just going to click on this and then the pencil button, and I can paste in my property description. There we go. And I'm actually going to remove this link from the very end. And of course, again, I can change the font, I can change the size, I can customize this, but I'm going to click done. And there we go. So you may need to, again, play around with this. Sometimes if you just click on the pencil button again, I want to make sure that this is, I'm going to try this option. I want to make sure that this is lined up properly. Oop. And it's just doing kind of funky things. So I'm just going to continue to play around with this. So you may need to just manually do the spacing. I'm just going to try it this way. There we go. So you can play around with that and make sure the text looks how you prefer. But I was able to add in that text block. And now we have the option for view listing. So this is going to be a button on the email. I'm going to click on the button and then click that pencil button again. Now we basically need to select where someone will go once they click on this button. So the button text says view listing. You can change that if you'd like. You can add in a link here. So we need to make this an active button. So I'm going to choose link to. I can choose a landing page. If I have a landing page already created, I can select that option here. I can do a merge tag or a web address. So I'm going to use web address. And I'm basically going to link this to this listing on the agent's website. Ooh, and that's actually the photo. So let me get the right link. There we go. So now I have the web address plugged in. I can change the color. I can make this squared or rounded. I'm going to actually match this. I selected the little eyedropper. I want this to be the same color red. So the web address, I have a different window open. This is whatever web address you want this to link to. So since this says view listing, I would recommend linking it to the listing on your website. So for example, I can actually do this. So scottleroymarketing.kw.com is our command website. So for example, if you were advertising your listing, you can create a single property landing page if you'd like. So if you have a landing page created, and I'm going to point that out when we create a postcard. But if I wanted to just use a web address, I would probably go to my website and search for that listing. So I'm just searching for the listing. And then this is when I actually click on the listing here, this is the listing as it shows on my website. So what this does is once somebody clicks on this button, I'm going to put that in here, they will be brought to this page where they can view more information about the listing. And then hopefully you'll also capture them as a lead. So that's what I'd recommend. But of course, if you have your own website or a different way that you'd like to direct people, it's totally your preference. And if you're publishing another agent's listing, definitely check with them first. And then somebody asked for a preview. I'll definitely show you the preview to make sure that this works. So our button has been updated here. I'm going to click done. And there we go. When somebody clicks on this, they will be brought to this page here. Now the rest of this, we don't have to make any changes. Of course, if I want to add in maybe a video, I can add in additional blocks here. Maybe I have a virtual tour I want to add in. I can choose that option here. You can add in additional buttons, text blocks, photos, whatever it is. So this is a great question. Is this listing pulled up through KWLS an individual landing page? So this is just a page on my website. So this is my or Scott's KW command site. So this is as if they're using our site. Through command, you can also create standalone landing pages. So I know it's kind of confusing. I would say either would work. Probably what you would do is you can create this standalone landing page, and it's just a page basically featuring this website or this listing, and then you can link back to that. So we do go over that in our listings and landing pages classes. And when we go in and actually create a postcard next, I'm going to select a landing page to use for lead generation. So what we can do, I'm going to go up here to the top left on our piece and change the name. So I'm going to say Lavisa Email Blast. You can see that saves right away once I clicked away from that. Over here on the left, you can see previews of what this will look like on different devices. So this is on a computer, on a tablet, or on a phone. And then over here on the right, if we click on this I button, now we can actually get a real preview of what this will look like. So you can see it auto-populated our photo, our name, office info, and so on. So that won't allow you to test the links. What I would also recommend is up here at the top, you have the options button. Here you can preview again, and you can also send a test email. So I absolutely recommend sending yourself a test email so you can see what this will look like. I'm going to click Save and Exit. Our piece is ready to go. And there we go. This brings us back to the campaign. We can see our email piece over here on the right. And this is basically ready to go. From up here, you have actions. You can choose to preview the email or send a test email from here as well. At the top, you can save as a draft. You can schedule this, or you can send immediately. I'm going to schedule, and we can choose when this will go out. So I'm going to select tomorrow at 10 a.m. I can click apply date and time. You can see the updated date and time is there, and then schedule. There we go. Once we've done that, it brings us back to our email campaigns dashboard. We can see that this email blast here is scheduled to go out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Before this goes out, you can click on this button here to edit. So you can make changes. You can also choose to duplicate the campaign, reschedule, or cancel. Once this goes out, again, you'll be able to see these stats here for open, click, and bounce. I'm going to go ahead and click Cancel Campaign and remove that. So that's how you can create an email blast through command. There's lots of great templates that you can utilize there. Our last type of campaign is direct mail. So I'm going to click on direct mail at the top. Yes, I am recording. This will be up on slmtraining.com later today. I know there's so much to go over. So if you guys, if I don't get to answer all of your questions, or if you have additional questions after class today, please send us an email. Our email is support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'd be happy to help. All right, our last option for today is direct mail. This is our other type of paid campaign. You can actually send out postcards through command. Here's our campaign's direct mail dashboard. We can see some examples of postcards we've created before. There's also a lead generation element to these postcards. So you would be able to see information about the date that this postcard was sent, how many leads you received, and how many people it went to. So let's go ahead and create a new direct mail campaign. Now for our paid campaigns for direct mail and paid ads, you will need to check out this payment section here first, and you'll be able to enter your credit card information. That's for the paid ads. Actually, for direct mail, you pay at the end. So there's no need to do this today. If you're running paid ads, you will need to add in payment info here. Let's go ahead and click Create Campaign again. And this time we're going to choose direct mail. Same sort of thing, we can enter in our campaign name and our goal. And then create campaign. Since we chose advertise listing, it brings up our KWLS search page. Again, just making it super easy. Right now it's selecting show only my listings. I'm going to change this to all listings so I can do a full KWLS search. I found my listing again. I'm going to select. And here we go. Now over here on the right, this is going to give you a preview of the postcard. Once we start to build this, it'll add in information automatically. But over here on the left, again, we're going to work our way through these different steps. So I'm going to choose this option here under overview. We already added this. Our name is Lavisa Postcard, and our goal is to advertise a listing. So this is good to go. You see we have this little green check mark. I'm going to click Save. We also have our listing selected here. If we need to, we can click Change Listing. Now we need to enter the content, listing details. So here, these are our templates. We can choose any one of these options. So there's 4 options for the templates. You can also upload a custom design. So you can upload each piece, the front and the back, and it gives you the dimensions up here. We do also have some videos on resizing these. So you can upload them into Command. So again, we have 4 templates here. These are really straightforward, really easy to use, more of a simple design. You can also upload your own custom designs, and in the design section, there are postcard templates that you can customize just a bit more. So it's your preference. Today, we're going to go ahead and do select template, and we're going to choose which type of postcard here. So we have compact, default, modern, and contemporary. Of course, the bigger postcards are going to be more expensive. I'm just going to leave this on compact. This is a 4x6 postcard. You can see it already pulled over our listing address. So this is added in automatically for us because we chose this from the KWLS. I can choose a listing status here, just listed, just sold, or coming soon. And you can see it's building my postcard over here on the right. It also pulls over the property description. So that's good. I can make changes there. You have 350 characters that you can utilize, and this is actually going to show on the back of the postcard. So you can see there's our property description there. Now we need to select some listing photos. So for this, it does have to be a high-res photo. So let's go ahead and test this out. I'm going to try and select this photo, and it'll tell you if the photo is not high-res enough. So you can see when I click on these, it gives me this quick message. It says low resolution photo. So I believe if you try to use that, oh, there we go. It's plugged in. Previously, you weren't able to. It would actually tell you, it wouldn't let you use the photo at all. It looks like it is allowing you to add in that photo, even though it's technically low res. So keep that in mind. I would still follow this and upload a high res photo because if the photo is not high res enough, you may go through the process of ordering this and then the photo might be blurry. There's no way to know until this actually goes out. So I would recommend still following this, uploading a high res photo. If it tells you your photos are not high res enough, I would try and get the original photos and upload them manually. And you can do so by clicking this little plus sign here. So you can click upload and replace image. So just keep that in mind. But for today's class, it allowed me to plug this in, so I'm just going to use that. Now scrolling down, we also have our agent information. It pulls up Scott's photo and his contact info from his marketing profile. So that's all good to go. I'm going to click save. You can see it's building our postcard over here. Next, we have Market Center. It pulls over most of the Market Center information from your marketing profile. So this is the logo that we have in our marketing profile. It has the address. You do need to confirm it. So it has the city. You need to choose the state and the zip because you are going to be the sender of this postcard. So it's using your office address as the sender address. So it will have you verify. So you'll just need to add in those 2 options here and then verify. And then confirm. There we go. We're working our way through these items. We can see these check marks here. The last thing is budget. So this postcard, there's only one price. So these are 59 cents each. If you choose other postcards, the larger ones, you can choose different postage classes. And then we have the quantity. So for 200 first class postcards, these are the 4x6, it's $118. As you adjust this, the price will adjust. All right, so that looks good to go. I'm going to click save and our postcard is basically ready. You can preview this over on the right by choosing front and back. And that looks good. Now also over here, we have an option for targeting and tracking. We can actually add in a QR code to this postcard. So I'm going to turn on this tracking option. And it says add a QR code to your postcard. When somebody scans this, they'll be taken to a landing page. So this is where I recommend creating that standalone landing page. So for example, I should have one here. All right, I'm not seeing my landing page. I did create one. Let me just verify this real quick. I made a landing page for this listing. So let me just make sure that is actually live. All right, well, I'm unable to select this, but I made a La Visa landing page. But you would be able to select your landing page that you created, and this is going to be different than your agent website. This is a standalone landing page where your clients can go to view information just on this listing, and then it has a contact form for them to get in touch with you. So you can select your landing page from this option down below. So I'm just going to choose this one here, just as landing page. So for the postcards, unfortunately, you can't direct them to your general KW site. So this is our site, scottleroymarketing.kw.com. For the postcards, you can only direct them to a landing page. This is going to capture those leads specifically and just make it a little easier to track where this came from. It'll show that they came from this landing page. So I think, let's check out the back. Yeah, so you can see it plugs in the QR code here. Unfortunately, there's not a way to have that scan and take them to your page. So yes, we do have videos on creating those standalone landing pages. We also have a class called Listings and Landing Pages. So definitely check out, those are on slmtraining.com. And then we also have videos on our YouTube page. So youtube.com/ScottLeroyMarketing. You can find additional videos there, but I'd recommend checking out that listings and landing pages class. All right, so that's going to be the best way to capture those leads from this postcard. This all looks good to go. I'm going to now click Configure Targeting. It says, are you sure you want to create this campaign? I'm going to choose yes. And yes, somebody asked, does the QR code populate from the landing page? Yes, so that's a QR code specific to that landing page that I selected. So when somebody scans that, they're going to be taken to that landing page. All right, this is where we choose our targeting for the listing. So it automatically plugs in the listing address here, and then we chose 200 postcards, so it chose 200 homes around the area. You can actually zoom in, and if you highlight or put your mouse on top of the addresses, it'll give you options and details about these addresses and listings. So if you want, you can break this down even further. You can choose any one of these options here. You can use these filters to select homes. You can also choose to send a copy to yourself at the company address, so you'll receive a copy as well. And then click Next. So this is going to show us the preview of our postcard again. I definitely recommend triple checking this. Once you enter your payment information and click Go, there's no going back. So once this you pay for this, there's no canceling the order, there's no changing it. It is speak now, forever hold your peace. So definitely make sure that this is good to go. You can also click here to check out the larger preview. But this looks good. You can zoom in. So you can see this photo, it doesn't look super, super clear. Of course, it's not going to be that big, but that's why they recommend uploading those high-res photos. So even though I was able to select this, I would recommend manually uploading a high-res photo, and it'll tell you if your KWLS photos are not high-res enough. So down below, it just has the order summary again, and then you enter in your payment information. Once you make that payment, this will send out automatically for you. And if you selected to receive a copy, you will receive a copy at your office address. And that is actually about it for today's class. Now, I know we went over a ton of stuff, so I'll make sure that this is posted later today on slmtraining.com. And I do want to show you our contact information as well. So we're here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. You can see our contact information down below. So please feel free to reach out if you have additional questions. And again, I'll have this recorded and online later today. But thank you guys so much for watching our class. If we don't talk to you soon, I hope you enjoy your day and the rest of your week.